just one of them nights after one of those days, pushing through a double shift cause I got to get paid. I'ma take it to the crib, maybe catch a warm plate. Old lady hot and heavy and I know she wanna play. But my cell phone's bugging, my crew's on a mission for the back rope business. 100 gallon for the Civic, fire up the old Chevy, stick a pine in the wind. Dirt road swerving, trying to catch my third wind. Bonfire meeting, cash for the can. Blue flame whiskey or that homegrown pine. Load a couple cases, make a toast to our kin.
Yo, this is the Fenceman here on Top Rope TV, and tonight I had the honor and the privilege to be at WWN Live Wrestling up in Clearwater, Florida, and I got two really good interviews. So first up is an interview I did with Blake Troop. So up next, here's an interview that I did with Blake Troop. Take it away, Blake. Hey, this is Alan Fenstermaker here with Top Rope TV. I'm here with Blake, Bulletproof Truth. How are you doing today?
Doing good. I've just had a match here at Full Impact Pro, winning against former multimedia champion Jonathan Hudson, longest reigning champion. And it's his second time. I've been whooping his ass inside that ring, and his boys have come out.
Okay.
So I'm a little heated at the moment.
Okay. All right, so how long have you been wrestling for?
I've been wrestling for a little bit over 3 years, and I've been fighting professionally for about a decade. The current Lights Out Extreme Fighting heavyweight champion. Just turned somebody's lights out December 7th for this belt. Baddest man in California. Bang, bang.
Okay. Have you ever wrestled in California at all, or?
I have. I've wrestled in maybe about 10 states now. I've wrestled also with the National Wrestling Alliance. I've wrestled a good amount of places.
Okay. Where's your favorite place to wrestle at?
You know, it's hard to say. I enjoy wrestling just about everywhere. Kicking people's asses is one of my favorite things to do. I got a passion for it. Professional ass kicker, and I get paid to do it. So
Okay.
just about anywhere that there's somebody who needs to get their ass kicked and the check's right, sign me up.
Okay. So what kind of training do you do?
I do a variety of different training. I'm a very competitive mixed martial arts fighter. Like I said, Lights Out Street Fighting heavyweight champion, world champion, brown belt and purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Trained at Death Proof Dojo with Chris Silvio for professional wrestling. Built the foundation of my skills there, and now I'm with Booker T at Reality of Wrestling in Houston, Texas.
Okay. Now, who inspired you to become a pro wrestler?
I would say that it's too hard to name any single names. I'm born 87, so I grew up in the Monday Night Wars and was a massive fan of professional wrestling growing up. And I would say if I had to pick a single person or a couple people that were some of the biggest influences on my life, I would say The Rock, Stone Cold, and Triple H probably being the three biggest ones.
Okay. Now, what would you say about WWE today and what's going on with them today?
I am a big fan of what it seems like the turns are taking. Now that they're under the same roof with the UFC and under the TKO umbrella, I believe that we're going to see a increase in some of the realness that you see inside of the ring, and I'm a big fan of that. And like I said, grew up in the earlier Attitude Era, and when that was still very real. And I'm a fan of realism because I'm a real motherfucker.
Okay. Now, who's your most challenging opponent you've ever wrestled in your career?
There have been a lot of good talent that I have wrestled against. Who's beaten me that I really want to get one back on? Current NWA World Champion Tom Latimer. My last loss to the National Wrestling Alliance was when he beat me for the national heavyweight title. So one of my biggest challenges thus far in my career, and one of the ones I want to get back the most, Tom Latimer. I have a ton of respect for the guy. Beat me fair and square, and it's hard to do that. And that's probably why it bothers me so much. But I'm a competitive athlete, so I like stepping up to challenges, and that man is a tall task right there.
Okay. Now, what's that like with being with the NWA?
It is incredible being with Being with the NWA is incredible because I'm working with one of, in my opinion, the pioneer groups within the professional wrestling world. The NWA was the spot, and in my opinion, kind of still is the spot. Big dudes, hard-hitting action, realism, believability. It has been an incredible experience working with the National Wrestling Alliance.
Okay. Now, like, where have you traveled with them?
Man, I've probably traveled 4, 5, maybe 6 states with the National Wrestling Alliance.
Okay. Awesome, man. Anything else you'd like to plug or add anything at all, or?
Blake Bulletproof Troop, known for dropping warheads on people's foreheads. Professional ass kicker. National Wrestling Alliance superstar. Lights out extreme fighting. Heavyweight champion.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Bang, bang. Wah! Lights out!
Back in now, running wide open on a full moon night. Chasing this paper, trying to get my life right. Big party waiting for the man of the hour. Midnight shift for the money and the power. It's just one of them nights where anything goes. Got a whole lot of shine, look something to smoke. Bonfire so high, you can see it from the road. Got something real fine, time to pull a real close. It's one of them nights where anything goes. Got a whole lot of shine, look something to smoke. Bonfire so high, you can see it from the road. Got something real fine, time to pull a real close. Bebop.
Yo, thank you, Blake, for an amazing interview, and thank you for taking the time for this interview with Top Rope TV. Now, up next, I had the pleasure of interviewing a man I've seen wrestle in Philadelphia, a man that I've seen in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena plenty of times, and that is Rich Swann. I know we did an interview with him a while back on Top Rope TV, and it was an honor and a privilege to catch up with him down here in Florida and do another interview with him down here. So, without further ado, here is Rich Swann. Hey, this is Alan Fenstermaker here with the Pro Wrestling Archives. I'm here in Clearwater, Florida with Rick Swann. How are you doing today, Rich?
Today I'm doing very well. I just got done my show wrestling Auguste Courtois FIP World Championship match. It was definitely something that has got my brain a little scrambled right now, but hey, like I say, I'm always ready to go all night long.
Nice, man. So what do you think about wrestling here down in Florida?
Man, I've been wrestling down here in Florida now for a little over 14 years. You know, it's definitely always been a hotbed for professional wrestling, and now with the current state of pro wrestling, you can see that people are striving to come down here because they want to go to the #1 place. But that's subjective, because there's also another place out here in Florida that has a headquarter. You to decide which would be that #1 place. But and then there's the NWA, there's TNA, there's MLW. There's so many promotions out here today for us professional wrestlers to get our feet wet in and get an opportunity. So yes, indeed.
So what do you think about wrestling here compared to Philadelphia?
You know, it's definitely two different, feels. Out in Philadelphia, it's more of a rabid, less forgiving crowd. If you slip up one time, they're definitely going to let you know. Whereas though wrestling here in Florida, it's more of a story-based, a crowd that's based on getting the emotion, getting their emotions, whether if the person in the ring is going to make them happy, sad, glad, frustrated. That's what I feel like this type fan base brings.
Okay. So what would you say is your highlights of your career?
Definitely a huge highlight of my career, winning the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, winning the FIP Championship in China, winning the Evolve Championship with Johnny Gargano, and that was very special. And then becoming the TNA World Champion and Impact World Champion as well. I've been very fortunate in this business and in this industry, and I look forward to keep on, giving very great lasting memories.
Okay, what was that like wrestling over in China?
Oh my goodness, it was definitely a different world, over there, especially at the time. It was 2014, and there wasn't wrestling over there at all. The most that they had was the Hong Kong Wrestling Federation that was coined by Ho Ho Run. But they really didn't get much wrestling over there, and Sal and Gabe and the WWN Live family brought Dragon Gate USA and Evolve over there, and you know, we wowed the crowd, and it was definitely leaving a lasting impression to where when the OWE was launched, it gave them something to, you know, have past text on to look back and see, yes, this is what pro wrestling is.
Okay. Now, what was it like your experience with WWE?
This WWE experience was amazing. I loved it. It was definitely, you know, a dream come true, especially with somebody of my size and stature. You wouldn't think that they would make it to the World Wrestling Entertainment, and, you know, with my drive, my dedication, my heart, I busted my ass to get there. And, you know, with Mark Henry and Wale, one of the famous rappers, they saw my work, and it was just strenuous work, and I finally got the opportunity, and, you know, it was definitely a great learning experience, I'll tell you that.
Awesome. Now, what about with MLW?
MLW, I loved that experience as well, and now it's great to see what they've blossomed into, because, you know, they had their history back in the early 2000s, and, you know, they were a hotbed. And then when they came back for that relaunch in the beginning, you know, a little bit of the smaller crowds, but as you look on their series on YouTube, you can see the work that they've put in, and the production, and the wrestlers that are there. Like, it's definitely something that, like I said, it's another opportunity for the boys and girls to work and apply their craft.
Awesome, man. Anything else you'd like to plug or add or anything?
Hey, I'm back on social media now, so you can follow me at Wrestling Swann 91, and follow me on Facebook, man. Check your boy out, Richard Swann. So, hey, and just remember, party all night long.
Nice.
5 minutes of quality time, trying to unwind at a bonfire that's so high you can see it for miles. It's just one of them nights where anything goes, and ain't nothing off limits. We living like it might be our last night of living, mixing pleasure and business, making try popping tops on mason jars full of this season's best crop. We party till we drop, wake up party tomorrow. Ain't no reason to go if you ain't going hard. If anyone deserves a celebration, that be us. Been working so hard for the last 9 months. Studio to the bus, from the bus to the stage, back to the bus. Wake up next day, the same thing. Then it's back to the kitchen, cooking up something delicious. 180 proof.
Thank you, Rich Swann, for taking that time for the interview with Top Rope TV. It was an honor and a privilege to have you on the show once again, my friend. It's always a pleasure to see you, and glad I could catch up with you down here and do this interview. Anyways, thank you to Blake and for Rich Swann for taking this time do these interviews. And this is the Fenceman signing off from Top Rope TV. Keep your wrestling in a headlock. Peace.
When them switches, one of them nights where anything goes.